What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, this news broke yesterday evening, and it's out of New York. Shout out NYC. And it's about a couple that had an argument in the Fulton Street station in the financial district of New York. And they were in the subway station, and an argument escalated, and the boyfriend wound up pushing a 29-year-old woman, his girlfriend, onto the tracks into an oncoming train that did not stop, the 3 train to be exact. Now, I'm going to play this video, let you guys get caught up on the details. The story's making big news out there in New York. It's a rash of stuff like this happening, and it's been happening over the years. This is nothing new. But in the wake of them supposedly putting the National Guard and stuff out there, this makes this situation all the more worse. This woman did survive this horrific ordeal, but she lost both of her feet, guys. Keep her in your prayers as she's making trying to make a recovery. And let's take a look at this video, man. This is sickening.
FDNY and NYPD responding to an attack at the Fulton William Street subway station Saturday morning, where police say a 29-year-old woman got into an argument with her boyfriend that turned violent. Investigators say the boyfriend pushed the woman onto the tracks, an oncoming 3 train amputating both of her feet, according to detectives.
She may never be able to walk again, and that's what we've been saying. This is just one of many incidents that we've been seeing this year alone.
While that attack appears to have been targeted, city data shows subway crimes are on the rise, with a 13% spike in violence compared to the same time last year. Just last week, police say this man slashed a 27-year-old man in the hand on the A train. A day earlier, detectives say a man slashed an MTA conductor in the neck on the C train. This latest attack comes just days after Governor Kathy Hochul announced her 5-point subway safety plan to make subways safer, including deploying the National Guard into stations to help police conduct bag checks. She appeared on Pix 11 News to talk about that plan.
They're there just as a deterrent to those who might think that they can get away with committing crime. So this is to supplement what the NYPD is already doing during this time of heightened anxiety and concern.
But transit workers are calling that plan a temporary fix. They rallied outside her office Friday, demanding better protections, with at least 8 MTA workers brutalized so far this year on the job.
I've been assaulted 4 times and an attempted sexual assault.
The recent string of violence has subway riders on high alert, hoping for permanent solutions.
It puts you on edge and makes you want to be more aware. I don't know if there's any specific almost MTA security system that could be put in place. I think that would make people feel more comfortable.
And we are still waiting to hear back from the New York National Guard about whether or not troops were deployed to the station at the time of that attack. Now, as for that woman's boyfriend, who police say pushed her onto the tracks, investigators say they have a person of interest in custody. No charges pending at this hour.
All right, guys, that's the horrific news out of the Fulton Street station. And where this woman has lost both of her feet, and she has a grueling road to recovery. And she's lost the ability to walk over an argument, whether it was minor or major. This shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have. That brings me to 3 things I'm going to talk about. First thing is this. Public, arguments and things that spill over between lovers is always an awkward thing to witness. Because a lot of times dirty laundry is aired for a lot of strangers to see. I'm from the East Coast. I know a lot of times up east, Jersey, for example, where I was at, it wasn't nothing for people to start blathering their business and arguing, shouting to the top of their lungs amongst strangers. And it was always an awkward situation. You never want it to escalate to where things get physical. The story said things got physical. The man pushed her on the tracks and ran away after the train ran her over. So the woman was saying, hey, I don't deserve this when they was taking her out on the gurney. I did not deserve that. And she didn't. She didn't. You guys walking, whatever you guys are going through, you're arguing together. So she still was there. So it's still hope to rectify any situation or any problem to be solved. I put this entirely on the dude because he had a choice and a chance. He had a chance to walk away, and he had a choice whether to push her in front of a train in his own initial rage, spurred from the domestic incident. It's dangerous. I mean, just arguments nowadays are dangerous. They're deadly. Strangers are watching. Everybody wants to win the argument. Things are said. It's a mouth sparring session. Nobody wants to lose. This is the second thing I'm going to talk about. It's like nowadays relationships, instead of them getting to a point where we say, hey, let's go forward, and we can't love each other no more than we can make a decision to be together. Let's get married. Don't be like that now. Now it's replaced by a I'll kill you phase in a relationship. You went from an I love you phase, let's make the ultimate decision, be together, to the I'll kill you phase. And a lot of people don't even know they're in that phase. Whether they're with somebody that's deranged, somebody that has separation anxiety, or somebody that has abandonment issues, or just pure jealousy. This thing can turn into something deadly at any given time. And it's not all relationships, but I mean, there are people out here that are so obsessed with people and they think it's love, but a lot of times it's possessiveness. It's like we bypass a whole bunch of stuff. You know, like I tell people, I date for purpose. I don't date for, just to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. You know what I mean? I'm too old to be called a boyfriend to anybody anyway. It's like, how did it ever get to this point? He pushed this woman on the railroad tracks when the train coming. Then they showed the scene with all of that sawdust out there. That's a lot of blood for people, onlookers, to look at. You push this woman on the tracks and then run away in a crowded subway like you're not going to get caught. Luckily, she survived. They supposedly have a person of interest, meaning they didn't got him already, because she knows who he is. She knows where he's at. They caught this guy already. More than sure of it. Doing these stories, when they say person of interest, that means they got the guy. And they're not naming this woman or the man. But she's 29 years old. I don't know how old he is, most likely around her age. At 29 years old or older, you know better. You're fully into your adulthood, decision makings, being out on your own, and having understanding about how the world works. We don't push people on the damn tracks. If you love somebody, you don't hurt them like that. You protect them. This is coward, man. And speaking of cowardice, brings me my third, point. Men don't act like this. We don't. Real men don't act like that. This guy did this and then ran away, leaving onlookers that don't know this woman to try to help her any which way they can, whether it's calling EMS or trying to get down there and deal with a traumatic event themselves. In a fit of rage and an argument, this guy involved a lot of people. The person driving that train, how do you think they feel today? Whether they seen the person on the tracks or not, how do you think they feel today? They just working their standard 9 to 5 or 12-hour shifts, whatever they do out there, and they done ran somebody over and cost them their legs inadvertently because of the decision of some jackass that ran away like the coward that he was. That's the thing. Cowards run, men take ownership. So up until that point of where you was in an argument with her, she meant nothing to you. Things turned bad temporarily. They wasn't always bad. The relationship you had should have spared her going through this grief. If you had a problem, you could have just walked away. And that's the thing. A lot of people say, oh, it's not that easy. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You could have walked away. She wouldn't have got her legs cut off. You wouldn't be in jail right now. It's like a lot of us can't think past the length of our arms when we're doing something to somebody. I said that before. It's like too many men match feminine energy in the argument when we're supposed to be the voice of reason. In closing, I'm going to say this. They talking about the National Guard. Think about that. You got to have armed military people in sight for you to even make it to and from work just doing your normal daily grind. You got to have the military. If I say you got to have the military present for you to go to and from work or to and from any event. This is America. Without safety, there's no freedom. There can be no freedom without safety. Think about that. People don't feel safe. So where's the freedom? Where's the real initial freedom? We don't feel safe no more. A lot of us don't. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. Hopefully with prosthetics and stuff like this, she'll get in the right support group. Hopefully she'll walk again and comfortably. But at 29 years old, I don't know if she's a mother or not and got to care for a child. That decision was the worst decision this guy could have made. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.